Ladies and gentlemen, today even Republican Party Chairman Rush Limbaugh, Mr. Bouncy Bouncy, had to admit it. President Obama is succeeding. But, and with Limbaugh there is always a but in our fourth story tonight, the leader of the GOP, and if I'm wrong about that, any Republican senator is welcome to come on the show and correct me. Today the GOP leader explained that Obama is succeeding because the country is failing. And in fact, the country's failure was Obama's master plan all along. On his radio show today, Mr. Limbaugh explained that the economy is in a ditch, not because President Bush handed Obama the wheel a year after he drove it off the cliff, but because President Obama wants the economy in a ditch, because he wants the power of government spending, because he wants impoverished Americans relying on him, presumably because that's how Bill Clinton did so well and Jimmy Carter lost because the economy did too well. This dynamic, Limbaugh explained, political success arising from a failed economy, that is why President Obama wants America to fail, and that therefore is why Limbaugh wants to succeed in making Obama fail at succeeding in making America fail.
Virtually everybody who heard my comment, I hope Obama fails, knows exactly what I meant. There is not a sane person in this country who genuinely believes I want this country to fail. Ladies and gentlemen, this country is failing because President Obama is succeeding. I don't care how you choose to measure it. There is no hope on the horizon for a job. There is no hope on the horizon for renewed prosperity.
No hope on the horizon for a job. From Limbaugh's own website list of his own prep material for today's show, this headline, unemployment claims drop. If Rush Limbaugh is crazy, he's crazy like a Fox News anchor. Let's turn now to Arianna Huffington, co-founder, editor-in-chief of HuffingtonPost.com, author of the Huffington Post Complete Guide to Blogging. Thanks for your time tonight, Arianna.
Thank you, Keith.
I know you will say he always does not make sense to you, but is this not something different? I mean, what point do we go from contempt to concern for his mental well-being?
You know, I don't think that it's like the 5 stages of grief, that at one point he was reasonable and then he became contemptible and now he's foaming at the mouth. I think, in a sense, if you look at what he has been saying through the years, there's never been any logic to it because it's all about code words. It's about buzzwords. It's about appealing to the worst instincts in his audience. And that's really what is so sad and kind of dangerous because the country is still going to go through very, very tough years. We all know that. You know, unemployment is going up, foreclosures are going up, credit card defaults are going up. And the last thing this country needs is Rush Limbaugh every day making it sound as though this was Obama's master plan.
But what is that the extent of the point of him stoking this really bizarre idea that any president benefits by hurting the economy, that making your supporters poorer somehow helps you politically?
Well, it's purely looking for scapegoats. And unfortunately, when people are hurting, they are much more susceptible to finding scapegoats. And now, of course, his audience is sort of pretty restricted, substantial, but restricted to the people who still approved of George Bush. Remember, just before he left office, that's the Rush Limbaugh base. But as things continue to get worse for millions of people in this country, today the unemployment claims were the highest they've been, record unemployment claims, then the danger is that his audience may expand to people who otherwise would never be listening to him.
If Limbaugh's wrong, though, why hasn't Obama fixed the economy already, considering that FDR got it done faster than he managed to house train his dog, Fala?
Well, remember, after all, even FDR took a long weekend, right, Keith? It wasn't just a long lunch. But we can't be expected to try and understand Rush Limbaugh in normal, rational terms because it's not about the head, it's about the gut. And if you carefully look at his words, you know, it's words like Obama is raping the private sector. If you're a small businessman, you have a target on your back. These are very emotional words that appeal to some very dark fears and anxiety in people going through tough times.
So what's the end result of this, though? I mean, if the goal is to keep his listeners and his part of this party in some sort of alternative universe in which what he says makes sense and is the way to go, how does that part of the Republican Party still adhere to the other part of the Republican Party that has, serious conservatives who have political disagreements with the Democrats, but, don't talk in those code words about assassination and targeting? And where does this, at some point, do these two parties split?
Well, there is absolutely no way that the Republican Party can once again succeed in gaining majorities in the House and the Senate and gain back the White House if they adhere to the Rush Limbaugh wing of the party. Absolutely no way, period, the end. That's why you have people like Colin Powell, like David Frum, basically parting company with Rush Limbaugh, and you have Governor Huntsman leaving Utah and moving to China.
And as you said, it's not about the head, it's about the gut. Ariana Huffington of the Huffington Post, great thanks. Take care.